Grove City Council on this Tuesday, February the 4th, for our work session this evening. And welcome everyone who has come here. We have a pretty good crowd here tonight, our staff, and especially the public who joined us here this evening, and especially those who are joining us remotely. I'll turn time over for our first item of introduction of new employees to our city administrator.
Okay, we are attempting to get some of them here. Were we successful? Okay, so we'll go Tina and then Drew. Was there anybody else? Okay.
Mayor and Council, this is our new prosecutor. His name's Stockton Vanderwerf. He comes to us from Provo. He was working there. And I will let him say a few things about himself and introduce himself.
Hi, Council, Mayor. I'm excited to be here. Like she said, I'm coming from Provo City as a prosecutor, so I'm excited to continue that here in Pleasant Grove.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Born and raised in Orem, went to law school in North Dakota, moved back, worked in South Salt Lake City, then Provo City, and now Pleasant Grove City. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, welcome aboard.
Yeah, we're glad, and Tina is certainly glad you're here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so,
It's good to hear. Good to hear.
okay.
Thank you.
A few things that Tina and Scott and I were texting about today, but
Perfect.
we can use your help on, so I'm sure you
Sounds great.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, Council, I'll just introduce you to our new assistant at the station. Kind of took our time. It took us a few months to get one, but it was worth the wait, and we're glad that she's here. Her name's Kim Griffin. I think she's been in Pleasant Grove for quite a while, but I'll let her tell you about her. But we are super excited to have her, and I'm going to give her a couple of weeks before she puts us back into shape and get things going again. So that's, you know.
I've been here in Pleasant Grove for about 20 years. I live up on 500 East, 100 South, close to Miss Diana. I've come from a quality background, director of quality. This is brand new as far as administrative assistant, but it's a good change, and I'm excited to work with these firemen.
I'm sure there can be some quality assurance that happens too, so we're not.
For sure.
Okay, so I've known her for a long, long time. I could not be thrilled. I'm so grateful that you waited for her to figure out that she could be here with us. I'm also going to make a mention to the rest of council that her son is the one that golfs with me, and I'm first dibs. So this is a first right of refusal.
I don't know. I think he might be
No. Well, you don't get him though.
So your kids are Vikings?
They are. I have 4 kids that graduated from PG. So we're excited. My youngest was part of the cadet program.
Oh, really?
She was one of the first, so
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, it's been kind of fun.
She also has a really good hot dog.
We do. We kind of quit it was sports dogs, and we had it over the promenade when you guys ran the promenade. But then COVID hit, and we kind of shut it down. But we might revamp it.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
you should.
Yeah.
Well, awesome.
Okay.
Hey,
Thanks.
thank you.
That's it, Mayor.
That's it? Okay, now we'll turn the time over to Chief Brown for his recognition this evening.
Yeah.
So on the side of our police cars, our tagline is Partners in a Safe Community. And we take that really seriously because we can't be everywhere at once. And we need the public to partner with us and report crime and help us. We can't do it by ourselves. So today we would like to recognize a member of our community, or at least she works in our community. Chelsea Young, would you come up here, please? So on November 19th, we had an armed robbery. Well, not an armed robbery. He threatened the use of a firearm, but at Macy's. And this individual had come from out of state and was in a drug rehab center in our city, and then went AWOL and decided that I guess he wasn't as devoted and dedicated to being clean and sober as he thought he might be. So decided that he needed to use, but he needed money in order to do that. So he thought he would rob the Macy's there. So he did that, and then he took shelter and hid and figured he could hide from the police and change his clothes. And so he thought he'd take shelter at the fertility clinic behind their dumpsters, and their dumpster is fenced off. Well, about that time, Chelsea was showing up to work. And one of her pet peeves is people leaving the fence open to the dumpster, because she doesn't think that her client should have to pull into the parking lot and see a dumpster. There's a reason why it's fenced, because it's unsightly. Nobody wants to look at it. So she goes into her office and puts her stuff down and marches back out there to close that gate. Well, she encounters our armed robber. And she's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "I work with the dumpster company. I'm cleaning up." "No, you're not. Get out of here." Right? So she flushes him out. Not having any idea what has just transpired or who she's dealing with. It's just odd and suspicious. Well, she flushes him out of his hiding spot. Now he's got no place to go. His plan is burned, and he walks right into the hands of officers and gets taken into custody and booked into jail. Without her, and without her help, he hides behind that dumpster and probably doesn't get located. We don't know this guy because he's out of state, and we don't solve that case. We don't solve that crime. We just don't. So Chelsea, thank you.
Of course.
And there's a plaque
Thank you.
for you, so hang that up in your office and brag about it.
I need some new decor.
And we've got some other items here. These were given to you by the honorary colonels.
Okay.
They don't want me to talk about it, but I'm going to anyway. So we have a female canine named
Okay.
Freya.
Okay.
So that's a stuffy of Freya, right? Here's a coin, Freya's coin, and then here's a backpack that the
Awesome.
colonels also wanted to give to you, so.
Thank you.
That's Jim, who's with the honorary colonels right there, so works with the honorary colonels.
Thank you.
Support the police department, so congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And Mayor and Council, this is not the first time that, I think they built in a bad part of town, because they've encountered several people in their place before. Chelsea is no stranger to confronting nefarious people down in their parking lot. She's done this a time or two.
Maybe not the smartest, but
So I may deputize her just to watch that sector of the city for us for a little while. But kudos to her to step up and be willing to not just let this guy hang out, and kicked him out in the open. And that was the key to solving that. So thanks, Chelsea. She brought along with her today her husband, Andy, and her son. He'll probably end up with Freya, but, so, thank you, congratulations. So,
thank you.
Tyler, do you want to get a picture? Let's get a picture.
we're gonna get a picture right up here against this wall in front of the council.
Is it okay if I put this on our Facebook page?
Well, Brett, why don't you hop in there, and Jim, and.
That's why I take the pictures.
Jim, we need you in there too.
I'll take them with both.
Yeah.
We can see, right?
Let's do the family, yeah.
All right, we got two coming. 3. Why don't you fill that gap? Yeah. Right there, right there. Yep, you're good. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Did you get startled that there was a guy in that, like a normal person? Did you kind of like, whoo? No, sometimes I probably should be a little bit more scared than because then when I learned what was going on, it kind of, took me by surprise. But he just, was back there and like, what are you doing? Because our patients can see, and I just, the biggest thing is making sure that my patients are safe and protected, so.
Very well.
oh, keep doing it until.
Well
we're
done.
gonna do it anymore.
Chief, where were the officers when?
We were getting a drink.
Yeah, like, we'll get to that armed robbery.
Is this where the donuts come in? Is that the story? The-
Yeah, they were canvassing the area on the boulevard, yeah. I mean, they literally walked right into them.
I mean,
Can you tell the council the specifics as to where you got the guy?
Yeah, so once she kicked him out, he didn't make it 100 yards down the sidewalk, headed toward Golden West Credit Union. And then our friends from Linden PD who come over to help, they poached, and they got the guy, and he gave a full confession and everything else like that. So it turned out really well for us. But like I said,
I mean,
was
he
hit there,
could've had a
and we're really good at looking intently for about an hour, and then we go back to work and say, no, he's slipped our perimeter and stuff like that, and we go back to work, right? So he would have camped out there for a bit, right? But not on this day. So thanks.
Well done by all.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, now, by popular demand, we've got our PG Robotics team that's going to present to us now. So if you guys would come forward and. Welcome.
Thank you. By popular demand, wow, we got a lot to live up to. But thank you again for letting us be here. It's a huge pleasure to present in front of all of you. Pretty much, if you don't mind, I'll just tell you a little bit about the robot, our team, kind of our values, what we're based in, and why we're doing it. And then if you have any questions, I'd love to hear them. And maybe you can drive the robot if you'd like. But pretty much, we're Team 864 won the Masters, and we're an independent team from Pleasant Grove, Utah. And obviously, being so local, we have team members from all over, but mostly in this area. And we feel it's a huge privilege to be able to represent the state as one of the 2 teams to make it to Worlds for the last 2 years in a row. And that's out of like 50 or so teams. Kind of pretty much our program, it's FIRST Robotics, which FIRST Tech Challenge. And so every year we have a new challenge of which we build a robot for. This year, we pretty much have little rectangular prism blocks that we pick up in our robot and then deposit either by clipping on a clip and then hanging them on a bar or putting them in a higher bucket. We're working on getting our robot running right now, and you can see it drive around a little bit if we get it connected. Sometimes it gets a little bit of stage fright and doesn't want to drive around, but who can blame it? You've got an intimidating crowd of great people. But here you go. You can see it driving just a little bit. Any questions I can answer for y'all?
What was the the parameters? What was the purpose this year of what were you trying to accomplish with your?
So yeah, as far as parameters go, there's a couple basic things like size constrictions, which is 18 by 18. But as far as other things, we kind of have a lot open to use whatever resources we see fit, such as our custom-made side plates and a lot of 3D printed parts, which have allowed us to make the most efficient design possible from scratch. As far as our challenge goes, you can kind of see, as I was mentioning, this clop here is able to deposit the blocks into different heights or hang them on a bar, which kind of allows us to score points. And the way the game is played is there's teams of 2 versus 2, and then you have 5 qualification matches usually, and then a finals. And after the finals, you'll advance to state or the next competition. You can see here.
So did you build that from scratch?
Yes, all from scratch. And then we have like some motors off the shelf and things like that.
Did you guys cannibalize last year's, or do you guys keep?
Yeah, we do. There's definitely some teams who keep their robots around, but due to being independent and not having insane amounts of funding from schools or anything else, we usually reuse our parts year over year.
And as I remember, it's a club. It's not a class.
It's a club. We're independent out of her basement. Thank you, Corrine. She's a great coach and totally helps us have this program, which we feel is a super unique opportunity to learn about STEM, learn about how it can apply in the industry, and then present it to people around us. What? I want to say like 8?
We have 7.
7? 7. So this year we've had competitions in Provo and Sandy. We have another one coming up in Provo, one in Park City, and then we'll have the state competition, assuming we qualify, from which we hope to go to Worlds. Worlds is in Houston, Texas. Yeah. So it's a super cool opportunity, and obviously, along with the robot, we also have the opportunity to speak with a bunch of STEM speakers and people to learn more about their careers and their fields of STEM and how what we're doing can be applied immediately into careers.
Are all of you, at least the 7, are you thinking mechanical engineering?
I would say it would vary across the board. I would say some people, me personally, I would be thinking maybe like business, mechanical engineering. I have a lot of things I'm thinking about. I know some people are considering like computer science. Is there anything you guys would like to share?
My daughter was on the team a while ago. She's graduated college. She went to theater.
Oh,
so
wow.
you can do this and go into anything.
Critical thinking works in any capacity.
My other one more traditionally went to computer science, but yes. So.
Very good.
And obviously, as we can see from this, like, obviously STEM is used in like all parts of life. And so we feel that kind of being able to have this base of communicating with people and learning from their skills, along with using code and parts and CAD all to integrate together into one final design is super vital and allows us to be very successful.
Very well, very good. I can tell that Steve wants to drive to drive it again.
Yeah, absolutely. You should totally drive it.
You think you did it last year?
Sure, I did
And you,
last
and
year.
you, and you did a good job.
You did okay.
Yeah.
Happy to. But
This is not obviously all of our team members, and we don't have our typical drive team, so forgive us for, wow, that's lovely. But obviously, and it's constantly a work in progress, just modifying. This is our 3rd redesign of the season, which started back in like September, I want to say. And so constantly redesigning and growing to innovate and achieve the best design possible. But yeah, Luke, are they able to drive?
oh, sure. I'm the designated.
Yeah, you're the designated driver.
It's a lot of pressure.
Oh no, I'll come down.
Is our liability insurance paid up?
How about what? Absolutely, yeah. So this is Luke, and then this is Alia, our coach Korean, our assistant coach Becky. We have a couple more members that are not here but do different parts, including driving, programming, CAD, working on like connecting with the industry and like learning from them, all various parts of it. So it will vary year by year. Last year we had, I believe it was 40 something, but this year it's a little bit smaller. It's like 20 to 30. So, yeah. Yeah.
How many teams are there? 200 something?
Yeah. Yeah, Worlds is a couple hundred teams out of a few thousand all over the world. And so it's a super cool opportunity to meet with people from different backgrounds and cultures and to see that experience and work together to achieve the best that we possibly can be.
Do you have to win a prize to go to Worlds?
Yes.
So Utah only gets two teams from you.
2 tickets, yeah. Yeah, out of the state, so. Yeah, so for advancing from state to Worlds, there's a category for pretty much winning the robot game, and then there's a category for like overall team, which kind of includes like having a good robot, but also having like being able to show how you've learned and grown and connected with the community and the industry around you to help support those and be supported. And so it's kind of the 2 categories, both of which our team has been able to win or do very well in the past, and we plan on continuing as much as possible. Yeah.
So does each team member have like a specialty, like program, design?
Yeah, I would say, obviously, everyone has different interests, and so we'll all have more specialties that we'll work on, and then we'll have like program managers, you could almost say, for different areas, like Luke, in charge of almost all of our programming. I would help build, along with our build captain. Alia is in charge of a lot of like the community outreach and in charge of kind of organizing stuff into kind of a document, explaining it all to judges at competitions. Wow, could not speak for a second there. Things like that, but yeah.
Tell me what grade are you in?
I'm a senior, and then Luke, you're a junior, right? And Alia is a senior as well. But most of our team is seniors and juniors with a few sophomores.
Well done. Well spoken, well presented.
Thank you, and thank you for your time.
What's that?
Anyone else want to give a shot at driving it?
So you can kind of represent us in case.
No, I'm Steve's.
They put all the risk on me.
We also have team members that have specific jobs to do, and critical thinking is more
Steve's
that.
job is the robot driver?
Yes.
All right, sounds good.
The
Steve, you did
getaway
great.
vehicle.
They allocated that to me.
And thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
Do you guys want a photo as well?
We'd love that.
Picture.
We have a, oh, for the picture. Sure. There's one more picture, Jacob.
Kyler, you guys can come and be in it as the instructors and the coaches, yeah.
All right. Perfect. Not super. You see that, I just seen, oh, I see how that craps, how it makes it goes this way. These turn here and let it.
Yes, these are slides, and then this all comes out, and then this.
This is the working
Yeah,
progress.
this intake we're working on, but then it's going to transfer from here, and then we have this bar.
How much does that weigh?
33 pounds.
33 pounds exactly.
Waiting.
This will come down and grab the little boxes from there,
I see.
and then
We have a size
around
limit. It cannot be
Plus
here,
whatever you
more
need.
than 18 by 18
And then that's-
inches when the match starts.
the basic design.
But nothing except sanding price is stopping it from being tungsten.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you so much for always coming, we love it.
Thank you for having us. It's a privilege.
We'll now move on to our staff business, and let's start with Sherry in the back on library. Want to come forward, Sherry? What I like about our community sign, I know what's going on at the library. So thank you for, now, that was one of the good things we did in our community
For
to put that.
haranguing all of you to get that sign for years.
Yeah, there was a sign actually a couple of days ago that I was kind of surprised about. It was good. It was good. I thought, oh, I've never heard of us doing that.
It was on the marquee.
It was on the marquee, and now I can't remember what it was. Anyway, good
Could
work.
you be a little more specific?
Yeah,
Bob?
right? Sorry.
It was on the marquee.
It was on the marquee, and it was really good. It was something very, was it cooking classes? It was a cooking
Well, there's
class.
the charcuterie one.
That's what it was.
That's the Arts Commission.
That's what it was. Yeah. I thought, first I got to be able to say it, and then I'm going to come take a class.
Yeah, well, I hope you signed up because it's full.
Yeah, I didn't, sorry. It's good. Anyway, sorry.
You can go on
Yeah,
with it.
so I mentioned to you before that we're doing a library newsletter that's going to your emails. Have you been getting that? So we can track that, and we started a separate one for the Arts Commission using the libraries. We figured, why not? We're paying for it. Using the libraries subscription to do these newsletters. So we also sent one out specifically for Arts Commission, which you also should have received. And we opened them up, or you can look at stats, and both of them The library a little bit more, but had more than 4,500 opened emails from those. So that's 4,500 that know about what the Arts Commission is doing and what the library is doing, and a different way than off of SID's or the city's Facebook pages, because there are some people who don't look at those. So it's nice we found another way to reach people. And we're working on getting more email addresses added to that so that we can reach more. And people can always opt out if they want to. I hope none of you will opt out.
Well, the fact that there's 10,000 homes, you're reaching almost half of the
Yeah, we're doing pretty well.
population of the city. It's
Yeah,
good.
that's true. I guess some of them could be kids, but probably not because it's emails.
Yeah.
And we had a couple fun events this last week. A jigsaw puzzle kind of competition. And then we also had interactive Princess Bride movie, where you do things with the movie, on cue. Very fun.
It's my favorite movie.
But I'm going to save the best stuff for Friday.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Wow, you just kind of set an expectation there. That means everybody's going to have to show good stuff on Friday.
Kelvin, you want to, next?
Mayor and council, just want to remind you of our awards banquet Thursday night at 6 at the Stonegate up there. Other than that, things are just kind of moving along steady at the police department. Nothing too huge, steady amount of cases over the weekend. Stuff we won't talk about that here, but we're keeping busy and just handling our business and stuff like that, and rolling out our new half fleet of Explorers. You'll see those with the new striping design on the side and a little Viking head on the car. Looks kind of cool. So
I'm excited. I haven't seen it yet.
they're kind of cool. Yeah, nice looking cars. But that's all that's going on. So thanks.
Okay, thank
Dress
you.
for Thursday night is,
Stonegate on 2600 North up there.
and what's dress?
I'm wearing a tux. No,
Okay.
this is just
I just want to be warned. Warned. Yes,
Yeah.
that's why I'm asking.
you just dress however you're comfortable.
Okay,
Just,
thank you.
Yeah, be comfortable.
Stretch
Okay.
it.
Let's hear from our HR. David?
David?
You don't have anything? Okay, from Parks, Dion? Feels like we ought to be planting flowers out there, Dion.
Easy.
Yeah, how are you coming on that? You're behind.
We're still getting mud off the trails and a few things. Musco Lighting at Discovery went live today. It's all up and running. When it gets up and we're running it, you need to go out and take a look. It is gonna blow you away. I mean, before you could see the Discovery lights from anywhere in town. Now you have to be standing under them to see that they're on.
Wow.
There's gonna be no pollution to the neighborhood. It's pretty impressive.
Wow.
So they have your main lights, and they all just aim down. And then a little ways up the pole, they have a light that so if you're at home plate, you're not gonna have any light in your eyes. But they have, I can't remember what they call them. Anyway, it identifies a pop fly. And there's lights that shine up when that pop fly goes. And so it's gonna be pretty impressive. I haven't seen it work during the night, but everything was up and run today, and so we're gonna get some apps for the rec department, and they can program and do the things they need to, and it'll be a huge plus. So other than that, it's just business as usual. So
All right, Megan from the rec department?
I don't have anything today either.
Okay.
I'm gonna save it for Friday too, just like Sherry.
All right. And we thank you again for your party. A lot of fun. Okay, let's hear from Public Works. Hey, we could have been paving today, you know that.
Man.
On what?
You'll hear from me Friday as well. So For Public Works, right now is a time, we were cleaning the Walker tank for the secondary tank. Had a couple of nice days, so we decided to do that. We got interrupted by a water leak, so we went and fixed that. Went back to clean it up, and then we had some internal plumbing that decided to take a break from being together, and so we have to fix that internal plumbing. But it's stuff like that that we just continue to do. Update, maintain, fix, and keep the city moving. So when I say things are business as usual, that's a busy day still with Public Works. I talk a lot about the projects, but the projects are one component of what we do. And right now, we're getting all of 2025 projects in order. We're getting budgets in order. We're reconciling. I'm working a lot with Denise on how much money we have for the next coming year and how much we've got in our savings account and what we're going to do. And then I'll present all that in our meeting on Friday. Of course, we've got everything else that is going on large scale with the pool and the park and everything else. So I'll spend probably the most time with you on Friday. But any questions related to anything right now?
No.
Right.
We look forward to Friday. Chief Ingman, you have anything for us?
I'll go get dinner. I'm gonna be late getting dinner if I don't go fast, so then I'll be in big trouble. Mayor and council, everything's going good. So we got full staff now. We got Kim in there working in the front office, which is great. This last week we had a little symposium, fire symposium for us, and we call ALPS, all these cities in the north end of us. We have a little group that we get together. Had a chief from Boise, Idaho come down and give a little kind of a pep talk to all 5 departments, and then afterwards they broke up into a few groups and talked about different scenarios with all what's going on, what they can improve, all these things. So it's been really good working with all these departments around us and doing those things together. You know, got a real good bond right now. Everything's going really good. So it was just kind of fun. We did it over at the Oliver's place there off the boulevard. She was really good to work with. She was awesome. And so we had a great time doing that with all these other departments, between Lone Peak, Lehigh, AF, Saratoga, and American Fork. So it's been really good. And then you'll notice in the next few weeks, we're going to start another recruit class. We're going to hold it at our station. So you'll be kind of busy around there for the next couple of months. You'll see a lot of different fire vehicles and other departments here doing training for the next little while with new recruits from all those same cities, and we'll have one guy in that same class. So just kind of aware of it and what we're doing. And more than welcome to stop by anytime if you want to and see what they're doing, see what they're teaching. But that's going to throw that out to you guys. So anything else?
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Daniel.
Mayor, council, there was a project that kept me up at night, and today we got the letter from the state saying that we are in compliance with the moderate income housing. I don't know if you guys had a chance to open that email.
Yep.
We submitted in the month of July, so they took that time to review everything that we've done, to check our progress, and you know, we need to comply with three strategies. That's the goal, to comply with 3 strategies, and I submitted at the beginning, if we remember, I submitted for 5 of them. I shoot for 5 of them. In case we missed a couple of them, we'll still be in compliance. It was a calculated risk, but we got it. We're in compliance. We have 3, so we're good. Next report will be in July. We changed our strategies. If you guys remember that during the summer, we also changed our strategies to make it easier for us to report. But this year, we got it. We're in good standing, and that was something to celebrate for community development. Okay, so we're in good standing regarding that with the state.
Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
Denise, do you have anything for us? No. And Wendy? And Tina? No. Kyler? Okay. Well, should we loop back in then? That kind of finishes up our reports there, and go over our agenda this evening, Scott? So, pretty well, you guys are gonna decide on your appointment of pro tem, and look forward to that, and then we'll have one public hearing this evening, so Scott will tell us about.
Yes, we have a public hearing. We'll wait for presentation on that. Since it is a public hearing, we'll do the full presentation in our council meeting. The other two items on the agenda is we have some surplus vehicles. The way we do our police department is we buy and own vehicles for 3 years or 3 or 4 years, and then we rotate them out. So we can get them on state bid for a good price. We use them for a short amount of time, usually about the time the warranty ends, and then we sell them, and then we take those proceeds and roll it into new vehicles. So I think we're surplusing 11, if I remember right. So that's part of what we've always done as far as handling that. And then we also have our sponsorship agreement with Hill Center Theater, which is, the city is committed to $300,000 a year to them as part of, if you remember early on when we were talking about them coming to PG, that was their ask, which was a little bit in line with what they were getting from Orem. That was part of the incentive for them to come and relocate in Pleasant Grove. So with that, we call it a sponsorship agreement. There are things that we receive in return. We have a membership to their Impact Club, which is for 4 members, and that's something that we use, we'll use for city. And then we also get 20 tickets per show, and that is something we distribute to the employees as kind of a thank you. And so hopefully the way it works, I think each employee will be able to go to 1 show a year. We also get use of their facility, whether it's their ballroom, their lounge, or their boardroom 3 times a year. Quite honestly, they told us if we need it more than that, they're willing to work with us. But by agreement, that's how it's going to work. The details of the agreement are it's a 5-year deal with an automatic renewal for 4 automatic renewals, so it's stretched into 20 years. With an understanding that the city at any time can give one year's notice and remove themselves from the agreement. The funding for that will be out of our care tax. So we initially had talked about using general fund money as a portion of that. In fact, I think last year we did. We used about $100,000 of general fund. This year, when we get to our budget, we're going to recommend using care tax only for it, since that money is earmarked for those types of things. So that's what's on our agenda.
Can I add, so I think that there's been an impact study, at least it's been referenced to me. I don't know that I've actually seen it.
Yeah.
If you could have that available during the presentation, during the actual council meeting, I think that might be
If I can track
helpful.
it down, yeah.
I've been contacted by a couple members of the community that are curious about some of that stuff, and I think it would be helpful to show that.
Yeah,
in
there's
conjunction
definitely a
with our
financial impact, a positive financial impact for them to be in our community. That was what we used to present to the TRCC committee with the county that got us a $5 million grant. So, no, that's a good point, Steve. I'm sure I have it in my email somewhere. I'll track that down, and we can have some brief numbers that we can share if we need to.
Yeah, I just want to reference actual numbers from studies so
Yeah.
that the public can be aware of.
Yep, that's good.
Steve, I've also got the news article available that has the specific numbers as well, if we need that, but it'd be nice to have them except for
Are we talking about the one that Greg Cook authorized, did, or posted?
He posted it.
No,
but
Health
it
Center
was-
Theater did it.
But
So-
Health Center Theater did the economic study.
No, we're talking about 2 different things, I
Yeah.
think. Greg's doing one for Cook Family Park. They're doing an economic analysis.
Greg also just posted
Yeah.
something about about Hale's original economic study.
Yeah, so initially when
I'll see
Health
if I can
Center went to the county to ask for the $5 million, they said, we need you to do a study that shows how we're going to be paid back. Because the way the TRCC is paid back is through hotel rooms and restaurant tax. And so we needed to show to them that over time, you're going to get your $5 million back as people continue to use restaurants and hotels in relation to this.
Yeah,
So-
I think it'd just be helpful for
Yeah.
some of just to have as part of our discussion
Yeah.
of why we're
Yeah.
committing such a large sum of money
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, I'll look
Wait,
that up.
are there
and-
two different studies? Because was there one original? Were there two studies?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, no, sorry, I mean, Hale might have done a study, I think they did one
In
when
the
they were
beginning.
talking to Orem 10 years ago. But the one that, yes, the one that we used with the county, we
Yes.
got,
Okay.
it's 4 months old.
But then like when they opened, that came out as well.
Yes.
That had the numbers about the impact, just in the last few weeks.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that study has, yeah, I'm sure Greg has a copy, well, because, I mean, he's sent millions of dollars into this project, and he wants everybody to understand that there's a positive benefit to everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great project. I think that.
We
you
need
can
to tell
take a-
people
Yeah, you
what
can take
the
a
impact
myopic
is.
view and see the number going into it, and it seems exorbitant, but then
Sure.
when you start getting into the benefits outside of the cultural benefits,
Yeah.
but over time, I think
Yeah.
that it makes, it's clearly a great investment for the city.
That's a great point. I mean, when we met with the county, I mean, there's a financial aspect, but there's also the cultural aspect. And
Yep.
for the county, they're like, "Oh, the cultural aspect, that's nice and all. We just want to know how much money is going to be generated." So there's both things are positive impact on our community. So I'll track it down and put a little summary together so that I can reference that when we talk about it in our council meeting. I also, just calendar items, Chief mentioned the police banquet this Thursday at 6. And I believe all these things are I've sent an appointment for your calendar. We are doing our annual budget and planning meeting. That will be this Friday at 8:30. I think right now I have a schedule to 3:30. This is going to be at the Ruth, at the Hill Center Theater. We'll be using their lounge and their boardroom. We will be the first ones to use both of these facilities, so maybe a bug or two that needs to be worked out, but it is going to be awesome to be in that building, I think. I sent you a text about interviews for our new judge. I think I heard back from a couple of you. Right now I have February 11th, so Tuesday next week at 5 o'clock, and it's going to take us probably 2.5 hours. We're interviewing 4 candidates, a half hour each, and then we'll need a few minutes for deliberation. Do we have a quorum that can make that?
I can make it.
Okay. I think Todd and Eric said you were in, and so Diana, you're in?
Yep.
I gotta double check.
Okay, and then if Steve and Sid, if you can make it great. Mayor, are you? Yeah, it is your appointment.
It is,
We probably want you there.
and that's on Tuesday night, right?
Yeah, Tuesday the 11th, so it'll be Tuesday next week,
And at 6 PM?
5 o'clock. I think we want to start as early as we can.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay, so with that, we'll get a hold of the administrative office of the courts tomorrow. Hopefully that's enough time for them to notify the candidates and get that. They're the ones that kind of arrange that for us. What's that? 4 candidates. 4 candidates. Tina and I were part of the preliminary part of that. All 4 are good. Like, we're good. We just have to decide who it's gonna be. So it is a mayoral appointment with advice and consent of the council. I think most of you were here when we appointed Judge Birch, so it will be the same process. Public Works has their annual dinner. I think the invite said it was a Christmas party, Neil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, a Christmas party at Valentine's.
So I don't know if it's a late Christmas party or an early Christmas party, but it's going to be a Christmas party. That's at 5:30 at Fox Hollow. That's Thursday next week, the 13th. I believe I've sent that appointment out as well for your calendars.
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Wait, what's the dress on that one? I'm just clarifying.
Red and green.
Business casual,
He's saying yes, just dress,
red and
please.
green, just
Yeah.
get dressed.
Just make sure you have clothes on. The following week, normally we'd have our council meeting on the 18th. We are potentially going to cancel that meeting. We had moved it to the 19th, but 19th is now the Chamber Gala. If I remember right, I've sent that appointment out to you. That's going to be at Health Center Theater as well. And I want to steal Eric's thunder if there's anything that he needs to tell us about that, other than,
No council meeting on the 18th?
I don't think we're going to have one that week. There is one caveat. We have one issue that might have to, that has a public hearing that might have to be heard. And if we do that, we would be looking at the 18th, that Tuesday at 5 o'clock.
But the gala's on the 19th.
And the gala is on the 19th, yeah.
Okay.
So normally we'd move, I mean, Monday's a holiday, so we don't want to meet on that day, and this week's just kind of been a little bit crazy, but, I'll let you know. We should know probably within a week if we're going to have to hold a meeting. In fact, if you pencil in 5 o'clock on the 18th, but it will just be that item. We're not going to have the full.
You'll put this on our calendar?
Yeah, I'll put it on the calendar as a placeholder for you.
On the 5th, on the what day?
It'll be 18th, so two weeks from today.
At what time?
That's
At
our
5, but we're going to bump it up to 5.
Okay.
I mean, normally we have work session at 4:30, but it's just going to be one item. Like, we're not going to have public open session. We're not going to have
And what was the topic again?
5 o'clock.
No, sorry, the topic again.
It's a public hearing on a land issue.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so we've been working with individuals for months now. We're almost to the finish line. If they're ready to go, then we're going to schedule this. If they're not ready to go, then it's going to push back to March. But once they're ready to go, we need to act. And so we can't necessarily push this one back to March.
Okay. I did just send everybody on the council and you, Scott, it's a $714.1 million economic impact. It's a total estimated economic impact of the Ruth at doTERRA from 2023 to 2030. This represents the economic impact of construction, employment, gross taxable sales, hotel stays, economic activity associated with the Ruth Theater and its associated economy. $42 million will be estimated fiscal impact to Pleasant Grove City over the same time period. The study was completed in conjunction with the LRB Public Finance Advisor Study.
Thank you.
So
I will reference those numbers when we get in our council meeting. Thanks for looking that up.
Sure.
Okay, I also am going to have an agenda for you for Friday. I was trying to print it, and it wasn't working, and I was about ready to kick my printer. So in the break here, while we're having dinner, I'm going to see if I can get that printed so you can have a hard copy of what to expect for Friday. That's all I have.
Thanks,
Okay.
Scott.
With that, we're running ahead of schedule here. There's nothing else the council would like to bring up in this work session. If not, then we will.
Well, does council want to do your reports, or do you want to wait till?
Yeah. You guys want to, Diana, do you have anything tonight?
No.
Well, I was just going to bring up in preparation for the budget meeting, I look forward to hearing all of the proposals. I just wanted to be clear on kind of how I'm going to be looking at things. I think that the CARE tax, I will be looking at that to fund most capital projects for Parks and Rec if we're going to propose any of those. And so I just wanted to be kind of upfront out in the open, but that's some of the stuff that I'm going to be looking at is just how we can allocate some of our general fund money to benefit the rest of the populace, but I don't have any specifics I want to discuss right now, so.
And in our meeting, we won't be reviewing specific capital projects as we are still, we just got those from the staff. That will be our first meeting in March. That will be the first list where you see the capital projects and operations and the requests with our recommendations. So to talk about that, Steve, in a general sense is awesome. We'll get more details when we get to March.
Okay.
Did we want to, do we discuss now who we want to do as pro tem mayor and then actually make the motion in the meeting, or do we just do it all in the meeting? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor,